Hey, what's going on, everyone? Daniel Betancourt here of Team Betancourt, and I am here with team member rockstar Jose Reyes.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. So today's show, we're going to be talking about what's new in real estate, and you've been rocking and rolling. You've got listings going up, and you're just sliding contracts in, submitting them on a regular basis, which is really awesome. And so just wanted to chat with you a little bit and one, celebrate your success that you've been having, which is awesome. And two, just give you an opportunity to promote some things that, some listings and some properties that you've been active with and sellers have hired you to sell.
No, appreciate it.
So what have you been up to lately over the last few weeks?
It almost feels like we're surfing a tsunami when it comes to real estate. Particularly from the buyer side, they love everything out there, but not everything is within their price range. There's a lot of competition. So basically, my job has been to help sellers move and help buyers find a new home. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Yep, it's a challenging landscape out there. Buyers are falling in love. While we were sitting here about an hour ago, someone I was on the phone with found the perfect house, and when I read the details in the remarks, it said highest and best offer due by yesterday at 3 p.m.
Oh, yes. It's happened to me more than once.
It's happening like on a daily basis. Then you get the tear emoji text message from the customer, which
breaks your heart, and you're like, oh, what can I do to help them out? I mean, you just keep on looking. That's all you can do.
Right. And keep on making offers. And so you've gotten a few offers accepted over the last few weeks. What do you feel is working for you, and how are you going about getting these offers accepted?
The biggest thing is trying to get the buyer to understand the big picture. Probably my biggest challenge is with buyers thinking that today is like markets from the past where you can really negotiate on price and negotiate fees out of the sellers. Unfortunately, in this environment, that doesn't work because, like you said, there are houses that have 26 offers. So you have to be, as a buyer, you have to be as competitive as you can be. That may be you have a shorter inspection period on your offer. It may be you have some backup money in case there's a difference between the appraisal and the price that you agree to.
Mm-hmm.
You may have to offer more than the asking price, which is often very common these days.
It's happening a lot.
So you have to be flexible enough to understand the market you're in and what you need to do. And that's part of my job, is to help educate people on that.
Right. I was going to say, you do a great job of educating the buyer in advance before you show them any homes, before you start making offers. Just kind of give them an idea of what the market is like. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to increase your chances of success.
Right.
And it's going to decrease your chances of hurt feelings and letting them down, or having a customer think you're not doing a great job because you were upfront and you gave them what the expectations would be. And so now it's just, diving in. So,
well, and the thing is, I mean, the customers don't have unlimited time. They have day jobs, they have families, they have things that they need to get done on the weekends. So it doesn't help anybody to show them houses that at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to buy.
Right.
Hurt feelings come from people that don't understand the process and expect any offer that they make to be $1 million offer.
Yeah.
So it really is about setting expectations and moving forward every single time. Every rejection is just another step towards a house offer getting accepted, and we just have to realize that
every no is one step closer to a yes.
Yes,
that's cool. Another unique perspective that you have recently, you sold your personal house.
Yes.
So you know what it's like from a seller's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that like? Just kind of seeing offers. And
I mean, it was not different. Obviously, as a realtor, you have to understand you have to understand the process of getting multiple offers, weighing which ones are the best, and it isn't always about price. So yeah, it was actually kind of nice to be on the receiving side and say, okay, as a customer, what am I experiencing? So that way I can be more empathetic to my customers who are going through the same situations.
Yes, that's awesome. So when you say it's not always about price, a lot of people think I'm selling something. It's all about price, all about the numbers. It's all about what I'm going to walk away with at the end of the day. So when you're working with sellers, what do you mean by it's not all about the price when you're analyzing offers?
Well, I mean, a perfect example is a house that we're looking to close on in the middle of March. This couple, they've been looking, probably made offers on a dozen houses. And this house is a really nice house. Wasn't a perfect house. The buyers are going to have to do a little bit of renovations, nothing major. But I found out from the seller's agent, we weren't the highest offer.
Mm-hmm.
But because we were an easy offer, we were easy in terms of inspections, and they knew that we were coming in with some construction experience, that we weren't going to go back to them and say, hey, you didn't tell us about this. Now let's renegotiate the price. We wound up getting the offer, even though we weren't the best price. It was because of those intangibles.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's, like I said, it's having that shorter inspection whenever possible. Obviously, if you're not comfortable buying a house without an inspection, I won't expect you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can do that and feel comfortable that you only need 7 days versus 15 days, or maybe an inspector and they could be there tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
A shorter inspection period is definitely going to help, because then the buyer knows sooner rather than later, is there any concern with the house that's going to cause you either to pause and try to renegotiate or just to walk away.
Yeah.
Because the seller doesn't want people walking away. Think about it. They're trying to sell their home. They oftentimes have a strong pressing reason to sell their home. So they don't want to deal with a bunch of buyers that, for lack of a better word, are going to flake out on them.
Mm-hmm.
They want a serious buyer who can close, and who's also going to make the process a nice process. You don't want a buyer or a seller that's just constantly fighting with each other, because that's a bad experience as well. So it isn't always about the money. There's a lot of soft factors that go into it as well.
Yep. You don't want to get tunnel vision on the price. You might have a seller that's focusing just on the price and not really paying too much attention to the other details.
Right.
And it could be a 15-day home inspection period. It could be, closing 60 days instead of closing in 3 weeks.
Right.
Sometimes the seller, what's more important to the seller is that we close quickly and successfully. That's more important to them than getting an extra $5,000 or $8,000 or $10,000 sometimes. So as we help our buyers, it's important for us to, and you do a great job of this, communicating with the listing agent in advance and trying to determine what's important to the seller on every transaction. Right. Because sometimes what's important to you or what the buyer thinks is important to the seller isn't always what's most important to the seller. So by doing that little bit of extra investigating, you can find out, this seller, what's really important to the seller is that the buyer can close quickly, or what's important to the seller because the seller had a bad experience with 2 other buyers before, with a buyer with minimal money down. What's really important to this seller is that the buyer have a larger down payment, or maybe that the buyer come with a larger deposit. There's so many factors in the real estate transaction that when we're representing buyers, we should be investigating with the listing agent to find out as much as we can, so that way we can structure our offer in the most attractive way possible to the seller.
And sometimes when talking to the buyer, you just may realize from me having that conversation with the seller's agent that the house isn't going to work for you. It may be a house that you like, but the conditions that the seller wants to accomplish, they want a quick closing, they want a certain type of financing, they want certain guarantees that the inspection period is not going to be long, or that you're willing to step up if there's a difference between the appraisal and the purchase price. Sometimes that may not work for the buyer, and it's better to just walk away and find another property versus wasting time and money trying to purchase a house that you're not going to be happy with at the end of the day.
Right, exactly. So I know you have some listings out there that you're excited to share with the public, because we're looking for some buyers for some listings that we have.
Mhm.
And so which listings do you want to share with everybody today?
Well, we got a recent listing in Davenport. In Daytona Beach. Sorry, I have more than one listing.
Yeah.
It is a 95 by 95 lot. It's in an established neighborhood, but it is near the Intercoastal Waterway and by default near the Atlantic Ocean. It's a beautiful area, neighborhood that is in a renaissance. It's reviving. And that one, they are asking for about $40,000 for the lot.
Yep.
And then I also have several lots in the Marion County area near the Ocala National Forest. Two of them in Ocklawaha, one in Silver Springs. And these are, if you like nature, if you like kayaking, if you like being near the forest, these are great places.
Yep.
So
can you build homes on all of these lots that you're referencing?
Yeah, they're all, you can do site built homes. The ones in Marion County, you can also bring a mobile home if you want. So you have different options of what you can do.
Yeah, that's awesome. We also have a vacant lot in Davenport that was recently listed, and we got an offer on it today. We'll see what happens on that one. And you recently had, I know you had a house in East Orlando, but I think you got multiple offers on that one recently,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And actually, we're in the process of going to close probably about near the end of March.
And you're working with some pre-approved, highly qualified buyers.
Yes, I am.
So what kind of homes are you looking for? Maybe it would be awesome if someone out there was watching and is like, wow, is he talking to me because of the house you're about to describe? But what type of homes are your qualified buyers looking for?
So I'll give you two examples. I have a couple that's coming from up north. They're tired of the cold, and they're looking for at least a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The condition is they don't need to be on the water, but they want to be near the water because they love being on the water. They love fishing, actually have a boat. So if you know something maybe near the Harris chain of lakes or another of the amazing lake systems that we have here, please give me a call. The other couple, they are living in the Apopka area currently. They moved down from Ohio, I want to say, and they love the area. So now they want to purchase something out here. So we're looking for something in the Apopka area, about 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
Oh, okay. 4-bedroom, 2-bath in Apopka. That's awesome. In addition to that, I've got a listing coming up in Winter Garden, a pool home, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom pool home that's coming up for sale. So if anyone out there is looking for a pool home in Winter Garden, pool homes are a hot commodity these days. But it's really cool that you have some vacant lots that someone can build a home on. And that's something that a lot of buyers are turning to because they're having a hard time finding a home. So they're like, what if I just build the house that I want?
Right.
And so more than ever, buyers are looking for land to be able to do that.
Right.
And the builders are busier than ever before also, even in the new construction communities.
Yeah, I mean, new construction is great because you get a house that essentially is a house that you're looking for. The reality is right now, new construction, if you want to buy, it's about 6 months to a year out. So if you have the time to wait, that's great. But if not, then the other option is to buy either a newer house or buy a piece of land and then build a house the way you want it.
Yeah. Would you say in your real estate journey, is there a type of real estate that you enjoy working on the most? Or I know you're a numbers person, you're an MBA. Does that mean you love investment properties, or is there something that you really enjoyed working on more than other things?
I would say I don't have a niche per se. I have lived in Lake County in the past, and that is a beautiful area. There's lots of water there, lots of cute small towns with restaurants and other nice amenities. So I would say if I have a niche, it would be finding those areas close enough to the big cities they can get there quickly, but kind of have a little bit of an oasis
Mhm.
from big city living.
Yes. So you lived in Lake County for years, and now you're living in Orlando, so you know that whole area.
Yeah.
You live not too far from UCF, so that's a really hot,
Yeah.
historically hot area.
Yeah, and
as
also
well.
and also not too far from the airport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Jose's super analytical. His background is in numbers and crunching numbers. So he's disputed appraisals and won. He's just great with helping buyers understand the numbers aspect of their transactions, and working closely with mortgage lenders and kind of explaining those financing terms in a way that the buyers are comfortable with. So you've done a great job in that.
Thank you.
So do you have anything else you want to share?
Well, I mean, and this is not, I'm not looking for sympathy. I just want to state as a fact, I'm a widower, which means to me that I've gone through some experiences that not everybody's gone through. So I can understand people in a way that not everybody else understands. When it comes to losing a loved one, when it comes to losing your independence and having the realization that you can't live alone anymore because it's not safe for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in those scenarios. I've helped people with those situations. So I'd like to say, and I hear people tell me that I'm very patient, I kind of have the I get it attitude when I'm dealing with people. And I want to be able to help people make a successful transition to the next step, whatever it is, and not be pushy in the process.
Mm-hmm. And you have a Facebook group. Speaking of that, tell us about your Facebook group.
Yeah, I have a group called Widows, Loved Ones in Real Estate. And it's not just about the real estate. If anything, intentionally, we put that as a third phrase, but it's about widows and loved ones. And if they want to talk about real estate, they talk about it. If they just want to talk about how living a new life is, happy to talk about that as well.
Yes, that's awesome. That's unique because you see a lot of niches and you see a lot of all kinds of Facebook groups, but I've never heard of a widow and widowers Facebook group as it relates to real estate as a secondary topic. So that's really cool and interesting. And you have a Facebook business page.
Yes. It's Jose Reyes Jr. Realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can reach me there. You can also reach me at 352-792-7914, and that's my direct number.
That's awesome. And to search for real estate, what's your website?
It is jose.centralfloridapads.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending the time with us today.
Thank you.
And we will be doing this more often.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jose.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you, everybody out there for watching.